Now, if you sell a service or a product, then I'm sure you understand the problem I'm about to share. You have a huge TAM list of maybe 5,000, 10,000 accounts, prospects, but sometimes it's very difficult to know who are the top 1% that I should be focusing on. You could leverage these lead database tools like Apollo to get a bunch of leads, but how do you then drill down further to actually know which ones exactly fit your criteria depending on the product or the service that you sell? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I'm able to do that, leveraging N8N and other custom tools to really be able to like dive deeper into an account to know if this is really an account that we want to be focusing on based on a bunch of relevant information about that account. So let's get into it. So I'm going to show you how my team of AI agents help me find top 1% accounts, and I'm not going to hide anything. I'll share the blueprint afterwards so you can implement this for your own use case with your own TAM and whatever product or service that you sell. So you will be able to walk out with tangible advice from this. So cool, let's start here. Imagine you've got a huge list of B2B SaaS companies, and I mean up to around like 10,000 B2B SaaS companies. And it's a lot. It's great. I'd love to email all of them, but let's say we're taking more of an account-based marketing approach, or we want to be more like focused and send really custom outreach that I really like recommend that you do so in this sort of time of 2025 with the way cold outbound is going. Okay, how do you actually drill this down to 100 accounts that you should focus your attention on? Well, let me get into that. So what I've got here is a pretty, seems confusing, but it is pretty simple N8N workflow where I'm pretty much taking my total addressable market, i.e. TAM, but then at each stage filtering them down further and further and further to make sure that I've got the right people I really want to be focusing on. And I'm going to go into some of this. Again, I will share the blueprint, but I'm kind of going to go in and show you what we're currently doing here. So we've got one agent, and this first agent is to really find out if this person fits our ICP. Now, I'm going to give you an example of this whole workflow. Let's say you are a content agency and you do LinkedIn content, LinkedIn ghostwriting. So what are a few things that are valuable to you? So in this instance, this client, for example, they wanted to make sure that they were selling to B2B SaaS companies. So yes, Apollo or Crunchbase, you can look for B2B SaaS companies, but sometimes someone will categorize themselves as a B2B SaaS, but they're not really a B2B SaaS, which is why we can leverage an AI agent where we're actually going onto their website to really make sure, hey, do they fit the criteria of a said B2B SaaS that we're looking to sell into? So if I click into here, you can see you've got a pretty detailed prompt pretty much saying, yo, is this a B2B SaaS that kind of fits one of these kind of criteria? You know, look at their website, look at their client testimonials page, really make sure if they fit that criteria. And we always get it to output in some kind of JSON structure. Why? Because a JSON structured output, allows us to then easily reference a bit of information in the next following step. So if the answer is a match, then continue them on to the next step. If the answer is no match, then leave them there. We don't want to work with them right now. So this is the first step. Very, very simple. Again, you will have access to this template as well. So once they fit our ICP, okay, but let's make sure that we're a LinkedIn content agency. So if I'm working with a B2B SaaS company to help them get leads on LinkedIn, I mean, it's really important that the company I work with, their sort of prospects are active on LinkedIn. Otherwise, there's no point us marketing on LinkedIn. So the second thing I do here is I'm like, hey, you see that website you just scraped? Have another look at it and tell me if they actually sell to a type of prospect that could be on LinkedIn. So, you know, like sales leaders or recruitment agencies, or all of these people are more likely to be on LinkedIn than say a HVAC founder, you know, like HVAC, any local business. I mean, they're not really going to be on LinkedIn, are they? So this is the second stage. Make sure you follow that. Okay, if they fit that criteria, amazing. But I want to stop for a minute. As you can see, we're really like honing in on getting the most like valuable prospects that we should be focusing on. I see a lot of people, they will just take that huge TAM list of 30,000 and email them. But hey, like, even if they do respond, are they someone you want to actually be working with? Are they someone you actually can add value to? Question to ask yourself. And this is how we're using our AI agent crew to actually go and do that. The third stage is the client we worked with wanted to work with SaaS companies that sold enterprise, because if they sold enterprise, they have some large-ish ticket, which makes their service somewhat valuable. Because they can say to them, look, if I bring you like 5 leads and 1 converts, and that's a 5K AOV already that pays for our whole month of working together, right? It doubles our ROI of working together. So again, we did another thing. Hey, go back to that site and check, are they actually an enterprise? Do they mention something about enterprise software, contact sales, custom pricing, all of these things, dedicated support, all of these things suggest that a company is enterprise. So AI agent, hey, go ahead and do that as well. And then if they pass all those steps, then we'll kind of continue on to more steps. Now, I want to stop and say one thing. As you can see here, all of these things, excuse my Apple emojis, all of these things are done using separate agents. Now, I've seen some people try to do all of these three separate things in one agent call. The issue with that is the more things you tell the agent to do, the less accurate you can ensure that it will do those things. Why? Because it works the same as a human does. If you tell a VA, hey, VA, go and do this, do that, do that, do that, do that, they will get confused and the quality of their work will not be the same as it would be if you structurally told them to do one thing after another, which is why I do the same thing here. Make sure that one agent has one primary objective. And the less you tell it to do, quite frankly, oftentimes, when we're talking about these kind of N8N agents, the better output you're going to get from each consecutive agent call. So moving forward, we've done those three things, and now we want to get more information to do more things. Remember, as I said, this is a LinkedIn content agency. So what are some more things that would be valuable? Okay, well, if I do LinkedIn content for founders, it would be good for me to know if there's someone already trying to post, but maybe failing to post. So that's exactly what we do here. Now, I want to prefix a few of these HTTP calls are using an API, one which I've created myself as a custom API. If you want access to it, do let me know. And it's much, much cheaper than other tools. In fact, the one thing you should do is just go to Rapid API and you'll find a bunch of LinkedIn scrapers. All you will need to do is subscribe to one of these and change the URL to hit this one. However, the one thing I will say is if you're scraping quite a lot of LinkedIn profiles, these kind of scrapers are very, very expensive as opposed to the one that I built myself because I needed something cheaper to fit my own use case. But I would say just go on Rapid API. My laptop just cut out randomly, but as I said, just leverage a Rapid API to be able to do exactly what I'm doing in my workflow here. So once you've been able to enrich your company, the next stage is then fetching the employees. And we're looking for the founders or the chiefs, any decision makers that we're going to offer our LinkedIn content services to. And then very, very simple steps here, but we're then checking, okay, is this really someone that will get value out of our service? So we do this in a few ways. One, we want to check, does this profile have more than 2,000 connections? If so, we know they are somewhat actively trying to grow their LinkedIn network, which means that they would be more receptive to what we're trying to sell them. The next one is we're then fetching their profile post, and then we're then getting information about their post. So how many times have they posted in the last 30 days? But also, what is the average engagement of those posts? So maybe they posted 5 times, and on average, they got 35 likes. Once we've done this, we're then checking if they fit the criteria that my client was looking for. In their case, for whatever reason, they wanted to only filter people that either had posted more than 10 times in those 30 days and the average post was under 15, i.e. meaning that they're posting a lot, but their posts just aren't getting traction. Or alternatively, they posted less than 5 times, but they were getting more than 40 likes per post, which means that you're barely posting, but your posts are still doing very, very well. Let's amplify that with our content services. So you see, like as opposed to what traditional databases would give you, we're really honing in and really finding the right people that are going to fit what it is that we are selling. And again, this will work for any of you guys, no matter what service you sell and who you sell to. And then once we've done that, again, we're filtering to find the right people. And then in addition to this, we're also finding how often they post on their company page, because if you are posting on your company page but not on your actual page, well, you're missing out on a ton of opportunity for personal branding, which sells a lot better than traditional company-based branding at this moment in time. So yeah, as you can see, this flow will work for any of you guys, no matter what product you sell, what service you sell, or who you sell to. The main thing here is just really asking yourself and understanding what is a real top 1% person that will see value in our service. If you want to advertise an agency, probably you want to work with someone that is already running ads. They're already running ads. They already see the value in ads. And but alternatively, maybe they're also doing something else. For example, they're running ads, but they're also putting a ton of money into their content. You can tell them, look, I noticed you guys are running ads, but your ads are very static. You're not leveraging your existing content and repurposing that and turning it into ads. Or maybe you're only running ads on Meta when you could also be running ads on LinkedIn, because it would help you drive more B2B conversions. Or even if you run a SEO agency, you can look at people that are running ads but aren't doing SEO and tell them, look, by you also doing SEO blog content, it's going to make you more of an authority figure, which means that when you do run your ads are going to perform better than you having not done that organic content. So as you can see, this can work for any niche and offering any service to that niche. So I hope you found this valuable. I hope this gave you insights into how you can use it. And again, as I said at the start, do let me know and I'll send you the template. You can copy this into your N8N account and just change out whatever things from the prompts to the API calls to make sure that it fits your specific criteria. God bless, and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.